guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria from Keep It Holistic, where I talk about healthy living, motherhood, and more. And today I'm excited to share my birth story with you of my third baby. So my first birth was at a hospital, your typical hospital birth, and my second was at a birth center, and then my third here was at home with a midwife. So I've had a variety of experiences, and I have to say by far this was probably my favorite birth. I wouldn't say it was my easiest birth, but I definitely really enjoyed having a home birth this time. It was really, really nice. And I will share the baby's gender and their name at the end, but I will start with my birth story. And a few days after my due date, I was starting to get a little irritated because I had not gone into labor, and usually I go into labor right around the due date, and so I was like, okay, it's been like 4 days. I kept, walking on the track and pumping and stuff like that, trying to get myself to go into labor, and I just felt like something wasn't quite right. Like their head felt like it was a little bit to the left, but I was a little bit nervous because I had to that day I had to schedule a non-stress test, and we scheduled a membrane sweep. So I think when I set up those tests and stuff, it kind of triggered me to go into labor because I did not want to have the membrane sweep. And so I woke up on Sunday morning, May 29th at 2:30 in the morning just to use the bathroom. Like I was not in labor. I just was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom and then came out and laid down and was trying to go back to sleep. And then I had a contraction. And I was like, okay. And I just was like, oh, it might just be a, Braxton Hicks maybe or something. It's not going to lead anywhere. And then 10 minutes later, I had another one. And then 10 minutes after that, I had another one. And so it's been a half hour. So now it's like 3 a.m. So I got up and I went and had a snack. I was starting to feel, I was like, well, if this is labor, early labor, I better just go ahead and have a snack, because I tend to have faster labors. If you watch my other birth story, I have both of my other birth stories on my channel that I recorded last year. So I went ahead and had a snack, and then my husband woke up. He heard me go out, and we started talking. I was like, yeah, I think I might be in early labor. And so we started to set up our, bedroom and stuff, so we were prepared for the birth. And then I just was like, I'm tired, I'm gonna lay back down because I'm not having, really intense contractions. They were like, sometimes they'd be 5 minutes apart, sometimes they'd be 10 minutes apart at this point. They're irregular. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lay back down, take a nap. My midwife was telling me that I should contact her when my contractions were 6 or 7 minutes apart for a half hour, because I have faster labors. Usually they tell people to wait until they're like 4 or 5 minutes apart for an hour, but she was like, just go ahead and let me know like in advance, because I know you have fast labors. So I lay back down, and then the contractions kind of slowed down, and they started being like 20 minutes, half hour apart, almost like gone. I was like, well, this is fine because I'm tired. I just want to rest. And then after about an hour or so of laying down, they started to kind of pick up a little bit and go back to 10 minutes apart. And I was like, okay, it's starting to feel a little bit more intense. So I just got up and I went and took a shower, and just stood in the shower for a long time, maybe another hour. And then I got out of the shower around 6 a.m. and I was like, I woke my husband up because he went back to sleep, and I was like, I think we need to call the midwife. I'm having contractions like 6 or 7 minutes apart, and they're feeling more intense, like, I'm feeling like it's picking up. And so he went ahead and started contacting people, and I just hopped back in the shower because that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to be in the shower because the pressure of the shower head felt really good on my back. So I think I was in the shower for like maybe another 45 minutes or something like that before the midwife got there. And by that point, the water was kind of cold, but I just liked the pressure of the water on my back. And so the midwife came at 6, maybe 45 or 7 o'clock or something like that is when she checked me. And it's funny because like I did not really feel a whole lot of like that transitional part of labor. I just felt like, okay, it's getting more intense, but it wasn't like I was like, unbearable. It was just like, okay, I can get through this, I can do this. Unlike my other birth previous to this, like I felt like it was kind of a little out of control kind of feeling. This labor, I was like, I know what I'm doing, like I can do this. My body is made for birth. And so she checked me at that point when she got there, and I was already at 9 centimeters. Like I was ready to go, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, like this is another fast labor. Like I'm gonna push this baby out in 10 minutes and we're gonna lay down and go to sleep. We just started pushing on the bed, like we were, we just did not have time to do anything else. Like we had like diffusers and stuff ready, and just did not have time to set anything up. It was just like really fast, right to pushing. And we quickly realized, like maybe after 20 or 30 minutes, like, okay, something's not quite right because I'm pushing really hard. I'm a really good pusher. Like my last baby I pushed out in 10 minutes who was like 9 pounds. And so I was like, okay, there's something not right. And she checked me again. She's like, okay, the baby is tucked behind your pubic bone. And she figured out that it was the bag of water that was preventing the baby from coming down. And this bag of water was like a very big bag of water, and it was really thick. And so she said that's probably because of my diet, because I eat a lot of protein. I was eating that Weston A. Price pregnancy diet, eating really healthy. And so this bag of water was not breaking. Baby could have been born, it's called in-call, where they're born in the amniotic sac, if I hadn't have had her break the water. But I just was like, at this point, I was like, I think we need to break the water. Like, I think this is going to help. And so she went ahead and broke the water, and it still, like, did not fully break. Like, it was a really strong bag of water. We got the bag partially broken, and I kept pushing, and we were doing, like, all sorts of acrobatics, trying to, like, all different positions, trying to get this baby to descend. There's, like, I think it's called the Walters position or technique or whatever, where you kind of hang off the side of the bed, like squatting, doing the tug of war, just trying to get this baby to come out, and they were just staying in the same spot. And then so she's like looking again, she's like, yeah, it's the water bag. It's just still like, you can still see there's water in there. And so she was looking around for another hook because she didn't have a second one. And finally she found another tool and broke the water fully. And at that point, it went from like 0 to 100. Like I was kind of crying a little bit because like it was just went from like pushing so hard, nothing happening, to like, oh my God, the head's right there, I'm having the ring of fire. So when I got to that point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait another contraction and then push out that baby's head out, because it was really intense. And I did not want to tear because I had torn before, so I was trying to control the tearing. Fortunately, I did not tear. So during that next contraction, I pushed and the baby came right out. And I had trouble holding the baby right away because I was having that post-birth adrenaline rush. So my hands were shaking, and I was like, can somebody else hold the baby? My husband did catch the baby, and it was really exciting because he's really wanted to catch a baby. And I looked down and we could see that the baby was a boy, and we were so excited because we have 2 girls, and so we were really, really, really excited when we found out the baby was a boy. And I feel like it was just a really rewarding and worthwhile experience, even though it was really difficult and tough. I was really exhausted during the pushing because I think I pushed for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and I was so tired by the end of it. I felt at points like I couldn't keep pushing because I was pushing so hard and nothing was happening. But it all worked out, and I'm so glad that we decided to break the water. And everybody the next day was like sore, not just me, but like the birth team and my husband as well, because we all had to work really, really hard. But everything turned out really good. And this little one here is our little boy, and his name is Theodore. I know it might be a little tricky to see him, but he's fast asleep right now. He just had some milk. We're really, really happy. He was 8 pounds and 5 ounces and 20 inches long. And we are really excited that he is here. And so that's my birth story. And I hope that you enjoyed my birth story. If you're interested, I have my other 2 kids' birth stories on my channel that I recorded previously. So you can watch those as well. I have a whole pregnancy playlist. And so at the end of the video here, I'm just going to say that I'm probably going to have to take some sort of a break. My videos are not probably going to be consistent on my channel. I'm going to do my best, but I may have to do like take a month or 2 off, or just maybe every other week or something. I'm just going to play it by ear. So I will be back at some point, but I just need a little break right now because obviously we have a lot going on. So please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back again soon. Just need a little break, and I'll see you guys again soon. Be well, guys.